Guys, thank you for keeping up with the stream. I know it's already late, but still, we appreciate your continued patronage for Salamini Dota and soon Elite Gaming. Yeah, this is the third game of the best of three between Team Pura and 4CEC. Of course, the score is 1-1. And yeah, we're gonna have our deciding match right now. Pardon me, I'm a bit sleepy, so I'm gonna have a chocolate eclair for a bit, just to keep me going.
Seconds to go. Dyer's ban. Gradient team ban. Dyer team ban.
Okay, so moving into the drafting phase. Right now, 4CEC is really adamant on banning out the Lycan and the Terrorblade. Team Pura, however, they banned out the Tinker and now the Doom. So 4CEC have the first pick. Let's see where they go right now. So far, in both games, the teams with the Shadow Fiend have been successful. So they might want to pick up the Shadow Fiend this time. I don't know, maybe just out of a superstitious trend, you know. Maybe it's the lucky hero this in this series of games.
5 seconds.
But yeah, if you're gonna draft smart, no superstition, you pick the one pick that's really suited for what you're gonna go with. Okay, so Tide Hunter, yeah. Earlier in the first game, it was Team Pura that had the Tide Hunter. They actually lost that game, and in the second game, Team Pura still had the Tide Hunter, but they won that time because they had the Tide Hunter comboed with the Shadow Fiend. Okay, so that was a big combo. But right now, it's 4CEC who's going to be playing with the Tide Hunter, and Team Pura, they have the Faceless Void and the Death Prophet instead. So 4CEC respond to that with the Skywrath Mage. Yeah, of course, Skywrath Mage is one of the best early game supports. Also pretty useful later on with the Silence, and the Mystic Flare deals quite a bit of damage. Respectable amount of damage. And next round of bans are gonna come up. It's the Witch Doctor, banned out by 4CEC, and Team Pura might want to ban out the core hero right now, Silencer. Okay, so they don't want that disengage from happening, especially since the Silencer ult goes through BKB. 4CEC remove the Earthshaker from the field. Maybe because they don't want an Initiate to set up the Faceless Void or to follow up from the Faceless Void. They could have had the Earthshaker for themselves. The Earthshaker actually complements Skywrath Mage and Tide Hunter pretty well, but since Team Pura have the first pick after the second round of bans, maybe it's a safe bet to ban out the Earthshaker. But the last ban came in, and Team Pura banned out the Templar Assassin. Yeah. Probably a mid hero that they don't want to deal with this time around. In both games, it was actually the Shadow Fiend mid that won their lanes, their respective lanes. So Death Prophet, yeah, probably gonna go mid still. But 4CEC has the opportunity to have a mid hero that can go well against the Death Prophet and prevent those early pushes from the level 6. If you can manage to zone out Death Prophet and maybe kill her 1 or 2 times early on, then that prevents her from snowballing throughout the early game. Team Pura, they pick up Centaur Warner. Yeah, it can't have Earthshaker, but they pick up Centaur Warner. Still a good team fight kind of hero. 4C EC, yeah, they pick up the Razor. Razor is a good counter to Death Prophet. You can stop a bit of her farming capability with the Razor's static link. Also deal quite a bit of damage. But Death Prophet does have the potential to last hit with a Crypt Swarm if you max out Witchcraft first. So there's that. We're gonna have to see that matchup just to be able to give an accurate gauge of that, because it's not gonna go too heavily in favor of anyone either way. Team Pura, however, they pick up Ancient Apparition. Yeah, a good combo to a Faceless Void. When a Faceless Void Chronosphere is set up, you're pretty much guaranteed to land your Ancient Apparition ult. So, good combo. But for CEC, they bring in the massive damage to Sand King. It's gonna be the Tide Hunter Blink In Ravage, followed by the Blink In Sand King Epicenter with what's this? The Burrow Strike to follow up. So that's gonna be a lot of AoE magic damage coming in when they pull off the big Wombo combo. And the Skywrath Mage to top that off, maybe with a Mystic Flare or and additional Arcane Bolts flying in. Yeah, so that's really gonna be a magic-centric lineup for CEC. Let's see if Pura Gaming choose to respond to that, to the potential big team fight of 4CEC. They might want to go with an indirect kind of playstyle instead of going head to head against a big Wombo combo kind of lineup. They might want to go for something like a Nature's Prophet actually. Instead of fighting as a team, they could attempt to split push. But yeah, the last bans are gonna come out. It was the Ember Spirit and then the Lich. So the Lich is there just to make sure that no more you get no more additional damage from the Faceless Void. That's also why they banned out the Witch Doctor early on. So yeah, the Faceless Void is gonna set up big things like the Death Ward and the Chain Frost. So those things are taken out by 4CEC. And the Ember Spirit is an okay anti-push hero. I would say not really too fitting for 4CEC's lineup right now. AoE damage, I suppose. But yeah, Team Pura, they pick up the Wraith King. I was actually supposed to suggest that Team 4CEC pick up the Wraith King, but yeah, Team Pura pick up the Wraith King instead. Now they have 3 cores. 3.5 cores maybe. So Meepo, here we go. This is gonna be the wild card for Team 4CEC. They're ace in the hole. The Meepo, definitely an interesting pick. Might be able to take the late game if it comes to that. But again, you have the Faceless Void, and the Faceless Void, if it catches a Meepo, might be able to just kill him in one go. So let's see where this takes us. The Faceless Void, however, when you catch him in the Meepo's net, even if he's inside the Chronosphere, he won't be able to move. So that's a potential way to counter the Faceless Void if Meepo's not caught altogether in one Chronosphere. So yeah, until then, let's move on. There we go. Good luck, have fun. And good luck, have fun. This is the 3rd game already, the deciding match. And yeah, the spirit of the game goes on even here. 12 quarter, 12:15 a.m. Okay, so we have our traditional start of the game pause. Again, thank you, Southeast Asian servers. Yeah, but the unpause comes in, and for now, let's have our team introduction. So here at the 3rd game of the best of 3 with 1-1 for each team. We have right now, playing on the Radiant side, Team 4CEC with Acnologia. Instead of the mid, going for the offlane Tide Hunter. Hearts on the Skywrath Mage. Aniko on the Sand King. The Meepo gonna be played by ILG, and Scorch Gonna go on the Razor's safe lane. This Meepo might move into the mid.
Battle will commence
Kind of
in
unusual.
30
Let's see where this
seconds.
takes us. The Centaur Warner. On the other side, it's Team Pura. Playing on the dire side, Centaur Warner, played by Heinkel. On the Death Prophet, it's Morphbin. On the Ancient Apparition, Sol, Rap G. On the Wraith King, and finally on the Faceless Void, it's CCC. So right from the get-go, again, we have the Tide Hunter dropping off a ward here at the safe lane full camp. So it's really a habit for these teams to have a Tide Hunter drop a ward to block the pull camps. So both pull camps are actually blocked off right now, but we have a potentially better tri lane for CEC because they do have a big slow and a stun, and the Razor's gonna be guaranteed to get a max duration, pretty much static link pulled off, and that might be enough to kill the Centaur Warner. But yeah, the ward, unfortunately the Sand King moves on the ward, and now the Centaur Warner spots them. So yeah, they might not be able to get the drop on the Centaur Warner, especially now they see the ward. They warded though, but doesn't this ward still also block the spawn? We'll have to see at the next minute mark. But for now, yeah, things are going okay. It's 1 minute into the game. Not too much aggression from both sides. Acnology on the Tide Hunter doing okay, I suppose, but very unusual. Has a level 1 gush instead of the Kraken Shell and the Anchor Smash. Okay, doesn't really care for survivability, I suppose. He's going up against Wraith King though, and the Faceless Void, so that's a stun and a slow, followed by some damage from the Ancient Apparition. So might not be the best of skills to have right now. On the opposite side, however, we take a look at the Centaur Warner. Centaur Warner's already at level 2. Even though they have the same amount of last hits, which is 0 and 0, Centaur Warner's able to stay a bit closer to the creep wave and the Razor actually, just because the supports aren't really too close, aren't really zoning out the Centaur Warner. So this Tide Hunter has got to be a bit more careful. Gonna do a block on the creeps right now, just to get that creep momentum move a bit towards his direction. So right now here we have, not only do we have a Meepo, we have a Meepo mid, and the ping is coming out from the Skywrath Mage with a haste root, and they catch the Death Prophet. It's already 2 Meepos, and the first blood is definitely going in for Team 4 CEC, and it's the Meepo at that. So the Meepo getting a bit of an advantage right there with the first blood on the Death Prophet, and wow, the Meepo actually already has 1000 gold on top of the boots. So in terms of net worth, he's only second though, second to the Faceless Void, but still better than the Death Prophet right now. Death Prophet has a bottle though, so might be able to withstand, might be able to stay in the lane for a bit longer than this Meepo, for a bit more than this Meepo can. But the Meepo can easily rotate his Meepo clones because he does have that Meepo clone already, the Divided We Stand ultimate. This Tide Hunter still not getting level 2. Still at the bottom of the pool, level 1. Same as the Ancient Apparition, but the Ancient Apparition, you know, is not really as relevant to level 6 Tide Hunter. Level 6 Ancient Apparition isn't as game changing as a level 6 Tide Hunter. So Tide Hunter doing worse in this exchange. But yeah, the Razor doing kind of okay, I suppose, in net worth, just behind the Meepo, and still close to the Faceless Void. But the Faceless Void is, of course, doing well on last hits. He has an absurd amount of base damage, especially since he has the Quelling Blade. Practically guarantees him all the last hits that he needs. So yeah, Tide Hunter getting zoned out. Everyone's pretty calm in this game. No one doesn't. No one wants to throw, I guess. So passive plays coming in from both teams, and the Death Prophet once again hit by the Skywrath Mage slow and might just fall to the Meepo. Oh, but the invisibility is pulled. Oh, too bad. The Meepo saved the poof. Actually, should have used the poof because the poofs would have killed the Death Prophet, but the Envy Rune was used by the Death Prophet, so no go on that kill. Pretty much a shame for the Meepo. But the Meepo, however, is able to zone out the Death Prophet and is accumulating a bit of an EXP lead over the Death Prophet right now, and quite a bit of a gold lead as well. The Tide Hunter, though, already at level 4. Okay, managed to recover. Centaur Warner a bit more at level 5, has last hits. Razor getting chased by the Centaur Warner, and okay, this Centaur Warner might actually be able to harass this Razor pretty well. He is level 5 already with level 2 double edge and level 2 hoof stamp, so might be able to catch this half HP Razor and kill him if the supports aren't there to support him. Right now he has face boots though, so he should be able to escape any sudden attempts made by the Centaur Warrunner. Tide Hunter sitting at 8 last hits, actually a bit of a recovery. The Centaur Warrunner has 7, so I guess that's what the Gush is for. The Gush, a while ago I saw him use the Gush for last hitting, but right now they're moving on to Tide Hunter. Body blocks coming in from the Faceless Void, and the Tide Hunter might fall, but the Kraken Shell is there, makes him a bit tanky, but not tanky enough to survive a final Wraith Fire Blast from the Wraith King. And the score is now even at 1-1. Tide Hunter falls to the Wraith King's Hellfire Blast. So in terms of net worth right now, 6 minutes in, 0-0. Experience a bit more for 4CEC, probably because of the Meepo. Meepo is able to farm a bit of the sides here as well. So, alright, good farm on both sides. But the Faceless Void, of course, is dominating the farm. He also has 1 assist from the kill on the Tide Hunter. But yeah, he's practically had all the last hits that he needs. 6 minutes in, he already has a Midas and has been able to use it once. So it was a 6-minute Midas, I think. Not too bad. Actually, pretty good. But yeah, having a Midas on the Faceless Void means you don't engage until maybe 4 minutes later than you should, than you would have initially. So yeah, but farming on the Faceless Void is never not worth it. You plan to carry your game into the late phases, then Faceless Void is still very useful in the late game. The Meepo right now, they catch out the Death Prophet. Death Prophet not putting too much of a fight and just dies right there to the Meepo spoofs. Meepo level 8 already has Centaur Warner, they're gonna initiate on this Tide Hunter again. A lot of damage coming in, but the Tide Hunter is just a bit too tanky. He has 3 levels of Anchor Smash, just 1 level of Kraken Shell. Should have moved on the Wraith King, however, but the Razor is still there, dealing a lot of damage and gonna finish that Wraith King off. So that's a 1 for nil exchange in favor of 4CEC. Yeah, they tried to initiate on the Tide Hunter, but at this point in time, Tide Hunter is just too tacky, and I think the Anchor Smash saved him. You can't just have level 1 Anchor Smash anymore. If you want that damage reduction, you need to get higher levels of Anchor Smash because it's been adjusted already. But still, yeah, Tide Hunter right now has the Ravage, so they have the opportunity to, they have the potential to make big team fights already. Big plays with the Tide Hunter Ravage. So Centaur Warner, first Stampede, not too useful. Let's see if the Tide Hunter's first Ravage may be put to better use. Right now, pings are coming out on the Death Prophet. The Meepo moving into position. If they catch the Death Prophet again, this is what I was saying a while ago. If you get pickoffs on Death Prophet and neuter her in the early game, then she's gonna have a much harder time in fulfilling her role of taking down towers earlier on and giving a map advantage and gold advantage to the team. Tide Hunter's level 6, still adamant on guarding his lane. This tower has taken a bit of damage actually. Gonna fall with one more decent push, but the Tide Hunter is still standing there, looking to defend this. Faceless Void has a Chronosphere though, and might be able to take down this Tide Hunter as well as the tower with a well-positioned Chronosphere. But there we go, there's the Chronosphere. Hits the Tide Hunter a few times, but that Kraken's not doing so much work. The Ravage comes in, and there's a TP follow-up from the Razor. The Tide Hunter does fall first, but the Razor moves in. He has the Eye of the Storm up and kills the Wraith King. He has the Face Boots, but no more Pursuit. He's gonna stop right there. The Wraith King, the Death Prophet, again falls to the Meepo, I think.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked. So that's something that's happening.
Was it the Meepo? No, it wasn't the Meepo. It was the Razor.
Radiant's bottom tower
I think it was the Razor who killed the Death Prophet. Either way, Death Prophet is 0-3, sitting 0-3 right now. So that's not really good for Death Prophet since you want a good start on your Death Prophet. Death Prophet actually used the Exorcism. Man, so that was really bad for the Death Prophet. Not only did she die 3 times already in this game, but the first Exorcism was pretty much wasted. And they still haven't been able to take the tier 1 tower yet. And the first tier 1 is taken by CEC for CEC here on the mid lane. And that should give them a bit of an advantage. 10 minutes in, 11 minutes into the game. Let's take a look at the net worth in favor of Team 4 CEC. 3,000 gold, still not too much, but it's a show of what's been happening lately. And in EXP earned, it's 4,000 in favor of 4 CEC. So the Centaur Warrior, just chilling back, right here in the back, has a Stampede ready. Maybe they're gonna look for another team fight where they can use this Chronosphere. Chronosphere still has a really ridiculous cooldown. Even at level 1, you're not gonna engage every 2 minutes. But yeah, the cooldown on the Chronosphere is just so that you can use it whenever you need it, whenever you really need it. So you know, whenever you're not farming, you're looking to engage, and when you're looking to engage, 2-minute window is just enough time for you to find the right setup for the Chronosphere. So yeah, even at level 1, I would say that maybe it needs a bit of readjustment in terms of cooldown. Meepo already at 4 clones, already has the Aghanim Scepter, so I'm gonna have a much harder time controlling this Meepo from snowballing, especially since he can farm really fast right now with the Meepo clones. And can also take down a lot of heroes instantly with a 4 Meepo poof combo. But yeah, I think the Faceless Void might just be able to take down this tier 1 top for the Radiant. The Mask of Madness was activated, but now the tower's still in the non-deniable range. Not in deniable range. The Death Prophet, there we go, is caught out by the Meepo. Another net. Gonna catch her, and maybe another net. No more nets. Okay, so a supply juke right there, but yeah, walks right into the arms of Meepo, right click, and falls in the third time, 4 times. And Centaur Warner just gonna add to that kill count for 4 CEC, and that's 2-for-0 exchange in 2 separate lanes. But however, in the top lane, they do get a tower for the Faceless Void. So now they're 1-all in terms of towers, but it might be a 2-1 in favor of 4 CEC if they take away the bottom tower of Team Pura, and they do. So right now it's still a 1 tower advantage for 4 CEC, and the gold is showing. It's around 5,000 ahead for Team 4 CEC, and EXP around 7,500 already. Yeah, the EXP, maybe you shouldn't look at that because it's probably mostly the Meepo who's dominating the EXP. Yeah, there you go, 727 EXP per minute. So you can just consider that as kind of a statistical anomaly because Meepo can farm multiple places at once. But next to that is Faceless Void. Yeah, Faceless Void, you don't want to get him to the late game, but he has a Midas. So the Midas is gonna be a good factor in giving you the gold advantage towards the late game. Having bigger and better items on your carry over their carry just might be the pivotal difference between you winning team fights and not. But right now, here the bottom, the Wraith King has the ult triggered. Death Prophet is caught by the Meepo and is gonna fall to those right clicks. And the Chronosphere was used, I think. But the Sand King Epicenter was also used. And they killed the Ancient Apparition. The Wraith King has no reincarnation. And the Meepo net catches him at the right at the very edge. And this Wraith King is gonna fall to the Meepo. This Meepo just doing a lot of work. This is apparently the secret weapon of 4C EC. They haven't picked Meepo. They didn't pick Meepo in either of the previous matches. But right now, 5-0 Meepo with 113 last hits. That's definitely the kind of carry that you want to have on your team. So yeah, even the Razor actually has overtaken the Faceless Void right now in terms of last hits, in terms of network, just because of that previous engagement. But right now, no more towers gonna go uncontested for Team Pura, except the top one. Okay, so people there's a bit of rapid there, and teleports instantly, poops, and the Skywrath Mage deals a lot of damage. And okay, everyone dies except the Faceless Void is able to time walk out. So fight recap, yeah, 2,500 gold in favor of 4CEC, and 4CEC really strong in this match. Very much more dominating than in the previous two matches actually. Previous two matches were pretty even, but right now 4CEC has the advantage. This Meepo just doing a lot of work. Almost kills the Faceless Void right there. Would have killed the Faceless Void if he didn't have the bat trap. But yeah, the Centaur Warrior teleports in. He's actually got silence and stun before he can cast Stampede or Stomp. So right now, very low HP on the Death Prophet. Death Prophet's gonna die to the Razor ult, the Eye of the Storm, and a pretty pointless death. So everyone else is moving about, looking for kills, but yeah, tier 2 towers are still up on either side. The only tier 3 they can take right now is at the mid lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Alright, so I kind of missed that engagement. The Faceless Void died for the Sand King right here on the base. Was it a Blink Epicenter? No, it wasn't. Just a chase maybe. The Razor does have the Ganem, so he can't take down Tower. But the Centaur Warner, they catch out the Meepo, and Meepo is gonna fall. That was 6 streak. Gonna give a bit of an advantage there for CC. And they take down the Razor as well. The Chronosphere is definitely gonna be enough for the Faceless Void to kill the Razor. But the Meepo bought back, and the Meepo moves in. Oh, deals a lot of damage to the Wraith King, and the Centaur Warren is well almost dead. Time Walk from the Faceless Void gonna bring him to safety for now. And the Stampede is there just to ensure that everyone gets out, and no more deaths gonna happen for Team Pura. But the Tidehunter follows, has the Gush, slows down the Ancient Apparition. The Skywrath Mage to follow with an Arcane Bolt, but not gonna pursue any deeper. That's still a tier 3 tower up, and yeah, pursuing might just turn the game around for you. Might be a throw. So both teams playing it safe pretty much. Meepo though, right here solo, gets caught out by Centaur Warner and is gonna fall again. So it was a buyback and then a death. So pretty unfortunate. Because right now Team Pura has an absurd amount of burst actually. Might not notice it, but the Centaur Warner by himself would deal around 600, 700, yeah, 600-ish, over 600 magic damage with his 1-2 combo. And the Meepo isn't too tanky yet. He's quite survivable actually with the Ganims, but he's gonna want a heart just so he doesn't get killed by those pickoffs and he can respond appropriately with the poofs. But until then, yeah, he should play it safe because one Meepo getting caught out could mean his death already. So everyone's moving now. They're moving towards mid. Sand King has the Blink and Epicenter, and Tidehunter has the Blink Ravage ready. So I guess they're looking for that combo to pull off. And if they do, they might be able to take down another tower. Or even a Rax actually, on top of that tower if they go on the mid. The Meepo, here we go, is doing more rat, but might get caught out this time. There we go. Again, it's the Centaur Warner. Blinks in on the Meepo. This Meepo, level 17, but dying too much for his own good. Now the Skywrath Mage is almost dead. The Skywrath Mage still falls, but the Ravage and then the Epicenter is there. Not enough to kill the Death Prophet. The Razor, Eye of the Storm, is just not in range for the Death Prophet, but starts shooting the Centaur Warner in the Wraith. And the Wraith King still has the Reincarnation, so Razor is gonna get put in a bad spot right now. Slowed and stunned by the Ancient Apparition's cold feet. So yeah, that was a 5-man wipe for Team CEC. So alright, that might just be enough to put him on the board. That's around 4,500 gold exchange. See, take a look right there. It's from 12,000 to just a 4,000 gold lead, and EXP lead gonna go back down to maybe 0 in a short. So yeah, this Meepo getting a bit careless. If he continues to feed, then the tides of the game can easily turn around against this Meepo pick. Faces Void, not too bad on the farm, 9,700. Almost as high as the Meepo, and probably gonna overtake him in a while because he has that Hand of Midas. The Meepo though, the original Meepo, yeah, has a Blink, has a Ganims, and not much else. Maybe looking for a Heart soon, but still 1,000 away from the Reaver. And failed stun from the Centaur Warner. Still gonna stampede, still gonna slow down this Meepo. However, Skywrath Mage is there to back up the Meepo a bit. Meepo side, but the boosts come in and kills the Centaur Warner immediately. And everyone else is back with the Chronosphere. Catches out everyone. That's a 4-man Chronosphere, 5-man Chronosphere, but the Face's Void damage is not enough. Ancient Apparition almost got out by the net, but gets hit by the Skywrath Mage. Concussive shot and gonna pay with his life. So that was 4-0 this time in favor of Team 4 CEC, and they also take down this tier 2 mid. The Razor still level 14, still not level 16, but looking to build a BKB right now. So let's take a look at the items actually. Blink, 3 heroes on Team 4 CEC. How the Blink is Meepo, Sand King, and the Tidehunter. Yeah, you pretty much want Blink for all of those. But now they're pushing a tier 3. They might be out of their element right now. Yeah, Centaur Warner has that in 6 seconds, but there's no Ravage. Oh, they do have a Ravage. The Ravage is there, the Ravage is cast. The Death Prophet and the Rage King fall immediately from the Epicenter combo with the Ravage. And everyone starts to move back. The Face's Void is almost died. So probably gonna get a bit of regen, but the price that you have to pay for that waiting time is that you can't spend and you might just lose the racks, and Razor starts hitting on the racks with his ultimate. Even if he's stunned, the ultimate goes through, and then his side is down for Team Pura. They've lost the racks on the top lane, and they might lose another. But I don't think they want to, Team 4 CEC wants to take a gamble here. Want to play it safe. They're just one win away, just one game away from either winning or losing the series. And as friendly as our series is supposed to be, we do have some prizes for a winner. So, you know, that might just be enough to bring a bit of the competitive spirit to these players. You know, if you're playing competitively, you're always on the edge. You're playing for something, so you take it more seriously than you would matchmaking. But right now, yeah, Team Pura is still frazzled apparently from that last fight. They're moving about not too efficiently, and they're just gonna give this Roshan. So the Roshan, first Roshan in the game, taken by 4C EC. The Meepo picks it up. Yeah, that's a good idea. The Aegis on the Meepo forces the respawn on the original Meepo, regardless of where the Meepo died. Which Meepo died and where he died. It's going to be the original Meepo that the Aegis resurrection to. So Chronosphere coming in. Gonna catch up the Meepo, but the Meepo is already quite a bit tanky and still also has that Aegis. So yeah, the Aegis gonna get burned. But the team's there and no further engagement. The Chronosphere is down. So if they can they might be able to take advantage of this situation. However, the Centaur Warrunner ultimate is still up and Exorcism is well. So here we go, here's the big combo, the Epicenter Blink Ravage, and that takes down the Wraith King immediately, but the Wraith King does have the Resurrection, the face is void. Still has the BKB, but it's gonna fall. He's almost gonna fall to the right damage. The Wraith King has a blade mail, getting attacked by everyone. The Meepo, however, gets left behind, gets locked down, and the Meepo falls. Okay, so in the end it was a 4 for nothing, I think. Okay, it was 4 for 1. No, the Wraith King didn't die, right? Did you buy back? No buyback on the Wraith King, so that's just probably triggered by the reincarnation. But either way, yeah, they lost 4 men trying to push down this mid lane. So again, a bit of a swing right there from 10,000 gold lead back down to around 8,000, 7,000. But in terms of net worth, yeah, still a lot in favor for the Meepo and the Razor. Everyone's moving in now. Really want to take this lane of Rax. But the tier 2 here, the bottom lane still standing. So they can't really transition into a mega creeps right from the get-go. They see the Faces Void moves out. But the Skyras move is there, hits the concussive shot of silence. Stacking is destroyed, but Faces Void Race King almost didn't die, but not enough right click damage right there. So teleports out and everyone what did I say? Everyone from Team Pura is safe. Oh my god, I was thinking of something that I was supposed to do tomorrow. Anyway, I'm sorry, okay, so I'm sorry, I'm really sleepy right now and I still have work tomorrow morning. So right now, yeah, they're gonna try to push here, the bottom lane. Gonna take down this tier 2 before they move to higher ground this time. It's much better if you take down all the outer towers first because you can easily transition into another set of racks if you have the opening. But right now the Ancient Apparition ult has the Aghanim Scepter, so they might want to initiate on this. It's quite a long duration. The Chronosphere is there, locks down the Razor, but the Ravage saves them for a bit, and the Epicenter is there, but the BKB is on Faces Void. Not gonna do too much damage on Faces Void. Faces Void is still whacking away. Kills the Razor, and right now it's no, that was the Meepo, I think. The Razor is still alive, but gonna fall right now. Yeah. So yeah, it was the Meepo that fell before the Razor. I thought it was the Razor's health bar. Right now, only the Tidehunter survived, and yeah, they're just giving so much kills to Team Pura. Team Pura might be able to stage a comeback right now if Team 4 CEC isn't more careful from here on out. In terms of net worth, yeah, they brought it back down to 0, and EXP earned. They've actually taken an advantage. This Faceless Void just so dominating in these team fights. But yeah, the downside to that is he's already used a lot of his charges of blocking bar. He's down to 6 seconds and then 5 after that. So he might start getting vulnerable again after a team fight or two. But yeah, is Roshan alive? No, still some time for Roshan response. So for CEC, what do? They want to take the high ground. They want to take down the racks and secure their victory. But right now they're pretty lost, pretty unsure on what to do. The Meepo, he has a sight of vice, but he already had a sight of vice like maybe more than 5 minutes ago, I would say. I think almost 10 minutes ago. Still hasn't progressed after that because he's been dying too much. Right now they're moving in with the smoke. Maybe try to catch anyone. They ping on the top lane. They see the Centaur War Runner. But they're not gonna move on. They're not gonna move on there. Okay, so a lot of apprehension right now coming in from Team 4 CEC. They know that maybe one more team fight would turn this game around for Team Pura, especially since they have the Death Prophet. The Death Prophet can easily push down a lane of racks when everyone is dead. But they have this tier 1 mid still, so that's gonna refresh. That's gonna refresh a glyph. So that tier 1 might just be enough to hold them back for now, even if they do lose a team fight. But yeah, the Death Prophet's still a good pusher. They don't want to lose a team fight when the Death Prophet is alive, or the Faceless Void. The Faceless Void actually doesn't have too much damage items, just has a Chrysalis and a Maelstrom. That's not too bad. But yeah, just because of his proper positioning, you know, he's been able to get those Chronospheres on the mark. When the Exorcism Spirits are up, he just is able to maximize the team damage output that they put out as a combined unit, you know. So it's not really just the Faceless Void who's contributing to these team fights. Right now, yeah, the Razor decides to go on high ground to siege. He has the BKBs popped off. Right now, there we go. There's another Chronosphere, but this time only on the Tidehunter, but that's gonna prevent the Ravage. Stanley moves in with the Epicenter. Kills the Wraith King, but the Wraith King is still alive. Wraith King still has the Incarnate, and they killed the Skyrath Mage. On top of that, only the Meepo is alive and has no TP scroll, has nowhere to go. These Meepos, however, in the bottom lane farming. This Meepo can no longer just poof and kill everyone with a set of boots, because everyone's gotten so tanky at this point. Centaur Warner, 1,100 HP, the Wraith King almost 2,000. Even the Faceless Void is quite tanky, especially since he has backtrack as well. So yeah, the Meepo unable to one-shot everyone with his spoof combo. It's gonna be yeah, a bit more careful, but does manage to get a solo pick off on the Ancient Person. I guess that's one person you can do a solo pick off on. The Meepo almost got caught by the Death Prophet Silence, and also another one right there from the Wraith King's Hellfire Blast. So lucky for Meepo, almost died right there, and the Wraith Fire Blast followed the Meepo. Can't destroy that. So this Meepo, level 25 already maxed in terms of levels. Still needs a bit more items to do more use, so maybe a heart. Just to doesn't die on the get-go and is able to use the boost combo on his team. Okay, so P-Mark, yeah, I have work tomorrow and I'm supposed to go to Victor Mall. So I'm thinking about that right now. I'm worrying about my work and it's already 1 a.m. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks for the comment. Why did I say that? Oh my god, I'm actually dozing off. So, wow, this game so long already. No, it's actually 35 minutes, so it hasn't been as long as the previous games, but it feels so long since, we've seen such a big lead. Two big leads from Team 4CEC, 12,000 and then 10,000, and brought down to a 0 and then a negative lead for them. Now Team Pura actually has the gold lead, and EXP lead is definitely in their favor. They do have one lane of racks down, but they can easily turn this around. Maybe one more team fight win and the Death Prophet can start rolling down through the middle lane and use those Exorcism Spirits to take down the middle lane of racks immediately after the team fight. So pressure is really on Team 4CEC. They really have to be a bit more careful this time. They really have to pick their battles wisely. Is it smart if they use the Razor to go in and deal damage to this tower, chip off this tower? I don't think that's worth it at this point in time because the Razor's just dying so quickly and really isn't able to deal Eye of the Storm damage to the tower for too long. Right now the Razor moves in, casts the Eye of the Storm. The Miko is able to get the jump on the Faceless Void. The Faceless Void dies, but buys back. Death Prophet is almost dead, but still alive. The Exorcism Spirits are still going on. The Wraith King dies, but has to reincarnate. Faceless Void Chrono Spear locks everyone down and kills, and they managed to kill 3 already. Make that 4. Maybe the Meepo's gonna die, but no, the Faceless Void dies before him, and the Meepo has the Aegis. Skyrath Mage falls, so it's just a Meepo against the world right now. Maybe he can kill the Wraith King. Wraith King has the reincarnation spent. Wraith King falls. The Centaur Warrior might die next, but the Meepo, one Meepo was running low on life. He's gonna get hit by the Ice Blast. No, it manages to avoid it. No, yeah, I think. Death Prophet's still there. The Wraith King does buyback, but the middle tower has already fallen. The Meepo should retreat. He wants to retreat, but the Hellfire Blast is gonna finish him off. Alright, so big engagement right there. Fight recap tells me that the gold, the advantage goes to 4CEC. Yeah, because of the 2 buybacks, the Faceless Void and the Wraith King. Yeah, that was a dieback actually from the Faceless Void. But without that buyback Chrono Sphere, they might have lost an additional set of racks. But right now, the melee barracks and range barracks are still standing for Team Pura. Even if they did lose the tier 3, they're still very much in the game, keeping those racks alive. They still have a lot of room to farm, and they're not gonna get constrained to their base quite easily yet. So this Wraith King, he's been doing so much, but the only items he has is a Blade Mail and a Blink Dagger. Yeah. Probably a very big distraction for Team 4CEC.
I am king of the invisible realm.
But alright, the Sand King is gonna get an Aghanim soon. So fights might go differently if the Sand King deals that bigger damage with the epicenter. The smoke, no, this is an Envy rune. But yeah, the Sand King blinks out. You see the blink animation, so they ping on the Sand King, but shouldn't go there. Let's see big items. The Meepo built an Eye of the Skadi. Okay, so Skadi instead of the heart. Not really my choice of items, but okay. The Razor has a Plate Mail. Maybe gonna build into a Shivas. Let's see where that goes. Tide Hunter. Yeah, nothing much on the Tide Hunter. I think he's going for a refresher. Yeah, already has the Oblivion staff, so that's 1/3 of the refresher. On the other side, okay, so on top the Meepo gets initiated on. Deals a bit of damage to the Centaur Warrior, but yeah, shatters to the Ancient Aversion. Well, the Tide Hunter and the Razor are gonna get caught in the Faceless Void Chrono. Shouldn't have tried to move in against that, and now that was a 3-for-0 exchange in favor of Team Pura. And though the exorcism spirits have been used, they still do have the opportunity to push down mid and maybe take down this tier 2 tower before response comes in from Team 4 CEC. They do know that the Ravage has been spent, so it will be another 100 seconds or so before the Ravage comes up, and the Chronosphere is up again in just 40 seconds. So it's gonna be in the advantage of Team Pura as long as they've moved the creep equilibrium closer to the Radiant base. So everyone's gonna respond. The Tide Hunter's gonna respond in 1 second, and does the Meepo in 4. So in response to that, Team Pura moves back, retreats, and it's gonna take their time. The Faceless Void, however, 11-4 on the score, 18,000 net worth. Is he building anything? These were his items earlier on already. So the Faceless Void, yeah, has a Mjolnir right now. Okay, so gonna deal an insane amount of damage right now from the bashes if he procs them. Probably will proc them a lot just from that attack speed. Okay, so we have a smoke attempt right now from 4CEC. Anyone is fine as long as they can get anyone without a buyback. Buyback status, no buyback from everyone on the dire. So if they can get 1 or 2 kills from the smoke gang, then they can easily transition into 1, maybe 2 Raxes, sets of Rax at this point in the game. So it's all gonna be dependent on how 4CEC decide to play this. Are they gonna play it safe, or are they gonna play full aggro? Can they pull it off? Can they pull off being aggressive? But right now, the Centaur Warrior Stampedes initiates. Doesn't hit anyone. The Ancient Apparition Ice Blast follows. It's the Meepo, but nothing else. So probably nothing gonna happen there. They want to take this. I can sense their frustration right now. They've been standing here for over 15 minutes already, trying to figure out how to take this melee barracks down. They've lost team fight after team fight in trying to take this down. And the fact that they've lost so much of their advantage. The Ring Diligent, the Tide Hunter, Ravages, still no refresh, but yeah, this Razor is doing quite a bit of damage. The Razor still has Incarnate. The Razor is gonna fall in the Faceless Void. The Faceless Void still alive. Lifesteal from the Mask of Man is gonna keep him alive, and it's another 5-man team wipe for Team Pura. And now they're gonna look to push. The Exorcism Spirits were used in that team fight, but it's not gonna matter for them. They want to take down mid. They want to move in and take down the lane of Rax. If they do so, they're gonna have much more room to breathe, and they could be able to push the top lane in order to balance their own top lane Rax loss. They still have 9 seconds, 10 seconds. They should go for this. They want to go for this. Yeah, they're going for it. They think the Faceless Void's attack speed is enough, and it should be enough. It should be enough to take down this tower at least, but will they retreat? Buyback comes in from the Meepo, and they're still not retreating. No fortification is there, but the stuns are there from the Sandgate. The Faceless Void goes full ham on the Tide Hunter, but that's not too useful. The Meepo is still dealing some damage on their team. Now, Centaur Warner is gonna get hit by the Razor. Razor caught out by the Chronosphere, but no, he's not caught. Actually, just stays there to hit the Centaur Warner. So the Razor actually managed to kill off the Centaur Warner, and Faceless Void actually fell to the Razor as well. Yeah. So right now, okay, they have 3:1 exchange, and the buyback is there only for the okay. So everyone who died there, I think, has a buyback. Faceless Void has a buyback. Centaur Warner also has a buyback. Ancient Apparition has no buyback, but yeah, that's enough to scare them into retreating. Chronosphere has 30 seconds to refresh. So if they don't push within that window, I have the Storm is still there. I have the Storm gonna deal a bit of damage to the racks, but the Exorcist is back. The Centaur Warner buys back just the Stampede. And now we have a full-fledged team fight. The Skyrath Mage falls immediately. Troops coming in from the Repo gonna kill that Centaur Warner, but the Repo also falls. This Faceless Void dealing a lot of damage. There's the big epicenter coming in from the Sand King, but that's not enough. The Sand King was low, and the Death Prophet finishes him up with the Crypt Swarm. Now only the Tide Hunter remains. So that recap, just 4 dead on the 4 dead for 4 CEC and only 1 dead for Team Pura, but that was a dieback on the Centaur Warner, but irrelevant because the Faceless Void is still up, the Wraith King is still up, also has a damage potential, and the Death Prophet didn't really die. But buyback's coming in. Buyback status. Only the Skyrath thinks has a buyback right now, but he's still alive. The Razor bought back, so he's gonna be able to fight in this match, this round. The Razor uses the BKB already and the Eye of the Storm, but Faceless Void walks out of there. Might get the Wraith King, gets the Wraith King, and they're gonna have to wait for the Wraith King to respawn. Wraith King, BKB's out and TP's out and is able to save his own ass right there. So yeah, that exchange, it was the Razor dieback. The Wraith King died and triggered the ulti, but not really a death right there. So yeah, it's gonna be a 5-on-5 right now. Faceless Void gonna have this ulti again in 30 seconds. So if they're not gonna look to push, they... Okay, so 4CEC is looking to take down the Roshan. This is the 3rd Roshan, I think. At least the 3rd Roshan, because there's a cheese on this Roshan. And maybe the cheese would be enough to secure another push for Team 4CEC. They're gonna bank on this. The Aegis is gonna get taken by Meepo. Okay, so a pause from the Skyrath Mage. Someone's disconnected. The Razor is disconnected apparently. So we're gonna have to wait for that. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the net worth. Okay, look at that. Very polar. From a 10,000 gold advantage for Team 4CEC, now it's a 10,000 gold advantage for Team Pura. And EXP earned, it's just really a downhill slope. Okay, so G is called out. And the game is resumed. Faceless Void, however, does have the Daedalus already. So yeah, a lot more damage gonna come in from the Faceless Void. Meepo, still no heart, has the Aegis though, so might be able to utilize that properly and turn team fight around after he responds. I think the best way to go about that is to just initiate with the Meepo and poof in, and then when your Meepo is reincarnating, then you should follow up with Blink Ravage and Blink Epicenter. Just so you know, they've used a lot of their cooldowns already on the Meepo. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be one big team fight again on the next team fight. The Sand King does have a level 3 epicenter this time, so a bit more damage perhaps. The Tide Hunter, nowhere near his refresher, but has a Ravage right now. So they can, everyone has their skills. Stampede is there, Exorcism is there, Faceless Void's Chronosphere, as well as the Reincarnate. So everyone's big ulti is there, available to be used. Now it's gonna be dependent on execution, really, on both sides. If Team Pura still fails to execute this properly, they can still lose the lane of racks in the game. The Wraith King right now getting damaged by the Eye of the Storm, but no use probably. The Razor getting stunned right there, the Hellfire Blast. And this is the Chronosphere. Chronosphere on the Skyrath Mage. Gonna terminate this right from the end of Razor Razor almost killed, but the cheese is there. The Razor was able to use the cheese, and they killed the Faceless Void. The Meepo, I think, hasn't used his Aegis yet, or has he? Either way, Meepo is still alive. The Wraith King is still whacking on things, but he's lost his reincarnation, and the Wraith King does fall and bites back immediately. Centaur Warner gonna kill the Meepo, and this Meepo has no Aegis left and is down for another 60 seconds. The only survivor there is Skywrath Mage, and even then he's not really a survivor because he died immediately from the Chronosphere. He bought back and moved back, and there's nothing to move back to. It's just him alive. So no big cooldowns right now for Team 4 CEC. This might be an easy push for Team Pura. No tier 3. No exorcism either, but that's not gonna be relevant. You're just gonna need to hit the tier 3. These Rakdos aren't as durable as tier 3s. So the Skywrath deals a bit of damage to the Centaur Warner. Centaur Warner didn't use the Blade Mail. Could have actually caught out of the Blade Mail. Tide Hunter teleports in, gets frozen by the cold feet. Not much happening right there. Can't really do anything. Doesn't have a Ravage. Not really a right clicking kind of hero, but they catch out Ancient Apparition at least. This Ancient Apparition is gonna fall definitely, and that's only a little consolation price, however, for Team 4 CEC, because net worth, yeah, it's still a very dominant advantage for Team Pura, and so goes the story for EXP earned. But yeah, somehow 4 CEC are able to keep this game going, just because they've always kept the creep equilibrium here close to the Dire base. So yeah, they've been picking off bit by bit the range racks, but right now we have the Initiate on the Tide Hunter. Tide Hunter might fall before he gets the Ravage. A few more seconds before the Ravage. The Epicenter was cast, but affects nobody. And the Ravage is there, gonna hit everyone. The Faceless Void wastes his Chronosphere because of the Ravage. And the Birthright there hits the Wraith King. Slows everyone down right now. But Centaur Warner manages to kill the Tide Hunter, but that's already done because the Ravage was used. The Wraith King gonna fall a second time. The Meepo dies, however, also, and the Meepo buys back. So has the Boots of Travel, teleports back here in the mid, responds, and there's the boot, there's the net. Death Prophet teleports, heals himself up. Centaur Warner might just fall, and does fall. The Death Prophet still has the Radiance and might be able to kill this Meepo. This Meepo is frostbitten, and no, the Meepo falls. Can't really fight under the Ancient Apparition ulti. So again, that's a big win, I think, for Team Pura. Maybe. I wasn't able to keep track of the buybacks. Oh, so a lot of buybacks came in. The Meepo bought back, and the Skywrath Mage bought back, I think, earlier on. But in this round, it was the Centaur Warner and the Meepo who bought back, yeah. So still, the Razor keeps insisting that he wants to move in first and try to deal as much damage as he can to the range packs. But that's not really gonna be effective, because if you die first, then you're not gonna be able to keep your Eye of the Storm on the buildings as long as possible. So right now, this game has taken a very, very interesting turn, very extreme turn actually. Yeah, this Faceless Void, I think he's should be building something, you know? I think he's just been saving for buybacks. Tide Hunter, however, almost has cooldown. So whenever the Ravages cooldown, that means everyone is on cooldown. And yeah, they're still banking on that late game uh, power of Faceless Void. But his potential is already there. But just because of the position of the creeps, all the team fights happen here on the dire side. So it really forces them to take some time before they can reach the Radiant high ground. So we have a smoke coming in and an Envy rune on the Sand King, but it's likely that they don't have sentry wards. There's no really Invis hero for CEC except the Sand King, and even then Sand King is easy to deal with. Bolt comes in from the A8. You can't have the Skyrath Mage. Skyrath Mage is always dying first. The Reaser caught by the Chrono Sphere. The Tide Hunter pulls out the Ravage, but the Faceless Void isn't hit because of the BKB. No one is dead yet for Team Pura, and they might kill the Meepo. They got the Meepo as well. The Tide Hunter is definitely gonna fall, so that's 4 for 1. No, 4 for nil. Did anyone die there and bought back? No, it's a 4 for nil. 4 for nil exchange. So they might be looking to push this tower. DK? They might be looking to push this lane of racks right now. But on both sides of on both lanes, top and bottom, they still have tier 2. 4CEC still has the tier 2 tower, so we have a buyback right now from the Reacher and Skyrath Mage. That might be enough to repel this push. Earlier on, they've reduced this really back to almost dead, but it's recovered right now. Yeah, the Reacher can't really stand against the Faceless Void's right clicks, even with the BB is up against those right clicks. Faceless Void almost dies right there, but the Razor falls definitely to the Centaur Warrener, and so does the Sand King. So this lane of racks is going to go down for Team 4 CEC. We have another buyback from the Sand King. Right now, yeah, the Tide Hunter blinks in. It's the Wraith King with Smash and the Centaur Warrener. The Faceless Void getting some recovery from the Master Mantis Life Steal, but not enough. Faceless Void backed out. Centaur Warrener is gonna fall, but only after they take the middle racks. Wraith King falls as well. So let's wait for the recap to see who died. And I think that was a 3-4-2. Someone bought back, I think. No, that was earlier on. So yeah, either way, it's at least a 2-4-2 exchange. But now the creep equilibrium is at the side of the Radiant, so it's gonna be harder for them to start a push towards the base of Team Pura. Team Pura is funny. Never say their name. Is it a play on Tempura? Yeah, but either way, I keep. Okay. So Team Pura, Tempura, it's intentional apparently. All right, so they're doing some ratting. I didn't notice that the Meepo was able to take down this Rax here at the bottom lane. Actually, it was just a range Rax though, but still that's progress. I didn't notice that the Meepo took down the Rax. I just thought that he took down the tower. But either way, the A still scout this out. This Skyrath Mage might just fall to the Frostbite. Can't regenerate. He needs to go below 170. He tries to TP out, but he's gonna die. It's just a waste of a TP scroll. Even if he goes to base, he's not gonna be able to regenerate. But okay, Faceless Void takes the Roshan this time, and right now they have the Aegis and the Cheese, and this might be this might just be the edge that Team Pura needs in order to start taking the map back from 4CEC. They still need to take care of these tier 2 towers though. So right now, we might see Team Pura start staging a push in one of the two side lanes. Still nothing. Maybe they want to go straight throne. Yeah, it's easier for them actually right now to go straight throne than to attempt to take down the the towers one by one. Nico, however, gonna do some ratting.
Dire's bottom barracks is under attack.
So the backdoor protection is gonna go down, and the Meepo might be able to trigger mega creeps right now, but that might not be enough. The towers are gonna fall. The tier 4 towers are gonna fall for Team 4CEC. Do they have buyback? They only have buyback for Meepo, and Meepo is far, far away. Oh no, Meepo. What are you gonna do? Meepo dies. And oh, GG, well played. This is just a very grueling game. Almost 60 minutes in. But Team Pura showed one of the most resilient gameplays I have ever seen. Held off a massive advantage and was able to turn it into a game of attrition and just reverse the tide of the game. It took them so long to recover from that disadvantage, but they made it in the end. So yeah, Team Pura takes the series 2-1 against 4CEC. Congratulations to Team Pura, and yeah, I'd like to sign off for tonight. I'm really sleepy. Thank you guys for watching, and this has been Coach Dota, and with me right now in spirit and also behind the screen, yeah, he's still there, Salamani Dota, and this is Eleet Gaming. Yeah, we're part of Eleet Gaming, and thank you for watching. Good night, guys.